Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the CAG Cougar Cast. I am your host, Isaac Guinea, and I'm here with.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Hayul.
I'm Lydia.
And today we will be discussing a very interesting topic. That is the use of AI. Is it good? Is it bad? Pro, cons? Let's talk about it. All right, guys. To warm up, I want to ask you guys, what's the first thing you think of when the word AI comes up?
ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Chat-
ChatGPT.
Same.
First thing that comes to mind.
I would say that's the first two, and I would say a pretty close second is homework. For no reason at all, For no reason at all.
Another thing that comes to mind is those AI videos on social media.
Oh, yeah, those are...
Like the advertisements.
Sure.
Those are interesting. But how have you guys personally used AI?
I've used it to help with designing a title for my science project that we have coming up, is just to make it look nice and everything.
Yeah.
So that's how I've used it.
How you, Jerry?
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth.
All right. But how about, what do you guys think of AI as a tool, as a resource? How do you think we should use it? What do you think are the pros and cons?
Okay, for con, it's obviously there are good parts of AI that it can help, but then I think it's mostly a bad part because there's a lot of people using it to cheat or doing the homework and being lazy and not doing their work.
And I think it can cripple your thinking, because eventually it can get to the point where it might be telling you what to think and not how to think. And then using that, you won't be truly thinking. And God designed us to be thinkers. He designed us to think through things and not let something just do every single part of the work for us.
I think some pros AI is a tool, and like any other tool, it's accessible, it's quick, it's efficient. It can help us in understanding things at schoolwork. For example, I can use it to make a study guide for ELA test I have coming up. It's all organized, fast, efficient. It's to save time. And it also depends on the user and how you're using it. And if you're using it wisely, it can be a very useful tool. And that's some pros.
Yeah, I would agree. I think AI is a powerful, very, very powerful tool. It's quick to access. It's generally free to pretty cheap. Depends on what exactly you want it to do. And I think it's absolutely essential that one masters it in the current state of the world, because we see people's jobs getting replaced by AIs, or not necessarily getting replaced, but people in those jobs getting replaced by people with the same jobs who know how to use AI properly.
Exactly.
Because AI isn't inherently evil, or doesn't inherently cause it to cheat. I think, like, as any other powerful tool, it can be used to cheat, but that depends on the person utilizing it, not on the AI itself.
Although, if you think about it, while yes, Jerry made a good point about it being efficient for you and saves time, if you think about it, on all the time we've been on Earth, we've been able to get on just fine without it. Everybody has. I mean, yes, we have all developed like technology, like everybody, not all of us, but people have developed technology over the centuries, and new technology has come out where it helps things do better. But we've also known how to live without AI since the beginning.
That's a good argument, but at the same time, like, we've seen humanity in our tears. For example, things like axes. There are tools that, yes, we can live without them, and we have been able to be able to live without them and before them, but they just make life so much easier to a point where, like, why not use them?
What happens though when it makes you lazy? When you're not doing any of the work though?
I think that only works to a certain level. Like school, for example. If you're at school, you can just use it to copy your homework. But when you get to the real world, to a job, you can't just have AI do your work. You're going to have to learn how to properly work it and utilize it. It's not just copy pasting anymore when you get to a job. So it doesn't necessarily make you lazy. It causes you to learn new abilities that you can apply to make your job more efficient, quick, and overall easier. Because although it's not necessary, and it hasn't been necessary for thousands of years of humanity, I think now it is unreasonable to refuse to learn how to use it because of its necessity in progressing in society.
It's like computers. Like, back when computers and phones were being introduced, people were saying, like, we don't need this stuff, this is demonic. But, like, now they become such a, like, thing in our culture, in our daily lives, that we've been, like, forced to, like, adapt.
Yeah, I think it's you do have a point, but I think it is necessary to learn how to manage it in order to progress, you know.
I just don't think it's a creative way of thinking, because if you think about it, the technology that comes from AI, it came from humans. So it's not people might think, well, yeah, it's creative. Well, the AI itself is creative, but what it comes out of it is not creative. It may look good and it may sound good, but that it's because it came from what humans designed. It's not truly thinking for itself. So we are creating the things. So we are being creative, not AI.
I do agree with some of Lydia's points. I do think AI in itself is not creative, but however, it can be used by us in a creative way, and I think that's what matters.
Yeah, I agree. I actually do agree with Lydia. AI is not creative. I think creativity is an innate human quality that cannot be replicated by machines, but it can be used to create through human creativity, like you said. Because when AI creates art or music or practically anything else, it's pulling from, per se, a massive library, you could say, of human creations, inventions, among other things. So I do think it is, although not inherently creative, it can be used to create and through human thought and creativity, and is good for advertising, for making videos, for your job in general. We see a lot of AI ads nowadays, and they get the job done. So I think it's an efficient way to produce certain things.
So I think AI will be able to do many things that, sorry, let me rephrase that. AI won't be able to do many things that humans can do. For example, humans can have a set religion. AI can't, because if you go to it, you can ask, why is God good and why is Christianity good? It will give you an answer, but it will give you an answer for every religion out there. So instead of being able to truly spread the truth about God like we are called to do, it will just give you multiple answers. And so people will be able to take that and be like, oh, well, my religion is good because so and so, because AI said it. But even though it's just, we're not truly thinking of that. We need to be truly putting up an argument as to why God is good and why Christianity is necessary for life.
Another thing would be like emotions. AI is basically a robot, so like they won't have feelings. So
And you, in order to have a true relationship with other people, you need to have feelings. You can't have a true relationship with AI because while it can seem like you might, it's truly not. It doesn't care. Because it can't care. It can't care about what you're feeling. It can't hold you accountable. I mean, it may seem like it, but it truly no. Unlike other people, like God designed us to hold each other accountable. God designed us to have these true relationships, which within people we can, but with AI you cannot.
Oh yeah, I think I completely I 100% agree with you on that. I think there are innate human values like sentience. AI cannot replicate sentience because sentience is innate. It's not earned. It's not developed. Sentience is, you are conscious. You do have morality because God gives us objective morality. AI just gives it, like Lydia was saying about religion. AI sides with the morality it is programmed to side with. It is not able to reason on its own. But no, I completely agree. AI is not made in the image of God. It is not sentient. It is not conscious. I agree. But speaking of this sort of con of AI, things it'll never be able to do, where do you think utilizing AI in your everyday life, whether with school or work, where do you think it gets to being dishonest or cheating?
When you're using it for all your work and you're not doing it when you're not doing any of it yourself. So that's why AI isn't necessarily the best thing for you, because some people will get to the point where they're very dependent on it. So they're not you can't truly claim it as your own.
once you use it, you just keep you just want to use it more and more because it does all the work for you. You don't need to do anything. So
It makes you lazy.
I would disagree. AI does not make you lazy. That's on you. That's on the individual choosing to use AI. For example, you could say, the fork makes me eat more food in the kitchen. No, the fork is your tool to eat more food in the kitchen. If know and learn how to utilize AI wisely, rather than using it to copy your answers or have it do all the work for you, you could use it to make a study guide, like Jerry was saying. For example, my math teacher goes pretty quickly sometimes. Miss Jing, you guys know Miss Jing. She goes pretty quickly, and sometimes I get lost. And she's actually given us permission to do this, to get AI to explain us the processes so we can understand and figure out how to think our way through the problem rather than just copy the answer. So AI doesn't force you to copy and paste. AI may open the possibility and facilitate it, but it's not the causer. You're the causer. If you're gonna copy, you're gonna do it with AI, or you're gonna find another resource to do it, or a friend. But it's not the fault of the AI.
Okay, so we do have a question on here. If machines can do many human tasks, what makes human beings valuable?
I think a point is like that we are created in the image of God, and like AI is obviously created by human beings, so that's a big difference. So yeah.
Yeah.
And AI is definitely not created in the image of God. It's just produced by humans.
Yeah, I agree. AI cannot love. AI cannot feel compassion. AI is not have the ability to reason that humans do. Morality is a big one. It does not have an objective right or wrong unless it's programmed into it by a human with his morality. So I think those are things that make human beings irreplaceable, absolutely necessary in jobs like medicine, physical therapy, other things like that. Although I've heard a phrase, like doctors eventually will have to learn how to use AI for the benefit of their job, but doctors who know how to use AI replace those who don't. The AI itself doesn't replace the doctors because it will never be able to do that. It doesn't have the compassion. It doesn't have the rational thinking skills humans do. So that makes humans extremely the most valuable creation.
So to kind of close out for the day, I think one conclusion that I don't know what y'all think, but that we can all come to is that if we need to learn how to use AI wisely and not use it to cheat, and it can help us, but we need to be the ones doing the work.
Well, I think we can agree on something, is that AI inherently isn't bad.
It's a useful tool.
It
Yes.
is useful.
Tool. It's a
But we
tool.
can agree there are terrible, dishonest, lazy ways to use it, and it should not be utilized in that manner. And we can agree there are good, efficient, and honest ways to use it that will help us in our life. So we have to find a moderate, honest, and wise way to use AI.
And we need to find a way to glorify God with it.
I agree.
We have to say like a boundary, a line, like what's too far when I'm using AI. Like set our own line of like, okay, I'm gonna use it to help study, but I'm not gonna use it to cheat on my homework. Just setting that boundary.
Yes.
And understanding that we are the most valuable creation.
Yes.
Exactly.
We are we're made in God's image. And it says in Psalm 139, I knit you in your mother's womb, Before the foundations of the earth, I knew you. And we have to understand AI is not that. Humanity is that. Jesus Christ did not die for AI. Christ died for humanity. The precious humanity that he created and loves very much.
I very much agree with that.
Another point we need to understand is that AI is not going anywhere, and we need to understand that. We need to acknowledge that AI is only going to get more and more popular and bigger and smarter. So that's just a point we need to know and acknowledge that it's not going anywhere, and AI is here to stay. So that's something, whether we like it or whether we don't like it, that's the truth we need to know.
Yes.
That's true. That is definitely true. Hayul, closing thoughts?
No, not much.
All right, perfect. All right.
Thank you.
CAG family, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next episode. Goodbye. See you.
Bye.